Regina Queen. I hope you all are having a phenomenal day, and welcome to the Regina Queen Show podcast. And I'm here today to talk about the family who was murdered, the 8 children murdered in Shreveport, another mass shooting. And the suspect name is Shamar Elkins, 31-year-old Shamar Elkins, father of 7 of the victims who were unalived. So we're just going to talk about the what happened to this family, and it's really, for me it's really heartbreaking, and for so many in our around our world today. So I just had to come on here to talk about this situation. 8 children were murdered, and I think it is not think it is terrifying. It is just my mind is just still struck by this tragedy. These children lost their lives. And I'm just going to read off the blueprint of it. So, 8 children aged from 1 to 14 years old have been killed in a shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana, which police are describing as a domestic disturbance. Officers said that the incident began about 5 o'clock local time, 10 o'clock GMT. A single gunman shot 10 people before fleeing in a stolen car. Police then chased and killed the suspect shooter. We have hurting families. We have hurting police officers. The community is devastated. Shreveport Mayor Tom said that this affects the entire community, so we will mourn with these families. Police did not name the victims, but said some of the children were related to the deceased man. The suspected name has been identified as Shamar Elkins. So first, I would like to bring a moment of peace for the children. God bless their souls. A moment of silence. Yes. And so yeah, let's talk about it. We're gonna get some update right here, see what is going on. Give me 1 second, you guys.
Right now, we have at least 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. All of the deceased in this case are juveniles. The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity, at which point in time Shreveport Police patrol officers got behind that vehicle and a chase ensued. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time Shreveport Police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased.
I'm not sure if you guys heard my intro in the beginning because it showed that my mic was at mute. So if that was the case, again, we have 8 children who are now deceased. The suspect is Shamar Elkins, a 31-year-old father, and 7 of the victims are known to be his biological children. So we're gonna see what they are saying.
People are still filling the Shreveport neighborhood tonight, emotional and upset over this shooting that happened both at this house behind me and another one just up the road. And police told me in the last hour it was a survivor of the shooting who escaped and called them to tell them about it. Just after 6 o'clock this morning, when police got here, they found 10 people had been shot. 8 of them had been killed. And as you mentioned, all 8 of those were children. Police also confirming for me that at least 7 of those 8 children were the children of the shooter, who they identified identified as Shamar Elkins. After the shooting, police say that Elkins carjacked someone just down the street, got into a pursuit with police, stopped. They say he produced a handgun and police officers shot him there at the scene. Louisiana State Police tonight are also involved in this investigation.
This is a tragedy.
People are still filling the Shreveport neighborhood tonight, emotional and upset over this shooting that happened both at this house behind me and another one just up the road. And police told me in the last hour it was a survivor of the shooting who escaped and called them to tell them about it. Just after 6 o'clock this morning, when police got here, they found 10 people had been shot. 8 of them had been killed. And as you mentioned, all 8 of those were children. Police also confirming for me that at least 7 of those 8 children were the children of the shooter, who they identified as Shamar Elkins. After the shooting, police say that Elkins carjacked someone just down the street, got into a pursuit with police, stopped. They say he produced a handgun and police officers shot him there at the scene. Louisiana State Police tonight are also involved in this investigation.
This is a tragic situation, maybe the worst tragic situation we've ever had in Shreveport.
I don't know what people think in the crevices of their mind to want to harm another human being, let alone that of children who have their whole life ahead of them.
Shreveport police said that they had one previous run-in with Mr. Elkins, but looking back at that history, Jerika, they said there is nothing that would explain anything like what happened here in Shreveport this morning.
Very sad, very sad, very sad, very sad. So this is when we talk about guns being in the hands of the wrong people. Now, so far, the media hasn't acknowledged Shamar Elkins of his background, his mental stability. So that hasn't been acknowledged at this moment, or not that I heard of as of yet. So, which is that is very important, because that will help our justice system, to lawmakers, I would say our lawmakers, to start acknowledging people who are carrying these guns around, the guns being in the wrong hands of the wrong people, that's mentally unstable. This is what is happening. We need gun laws. We need strict gun laws. People need to they need to give people thorough background checks before placing a gun, registering for a gun. They need thorough background checks. They need mental behavior background checks, criminal checks. You just don't know. You just don't know what a person have going on in their mind. And then you got some people just, walking around like a normal person. And like Shamar Elkins, they said this is what happened when people snap. The community is devastated by this. The family, oh my God, I send my deepest condolences out to the family of the children, the friends, the communities. And here on my background banner, you can see that there was an organization that the children have been a part of. And they said that those kids love our food at Little Animals Crawfish Seafood. And they sent their condolences out to the families. So this organization had, been a part of their lives once before. And so it does show, that the family have, been acknowledged through certain organizations before this tragedy has happened. So I just, I'm really struck by this, as a mom, losing my son to gun violence. And it doesn't matter how, where, or when, and who, and the action. What matters is murder is wrong. And when I say murder is wrong, this wasn't a case where we can say self-defense. This wasn't the case. This was a senseless criminal act that Shamar Elkins committed. And I just wonder what went on in his mind to take out 8 children. 10 people were shot, but 8 were deceased. What went through his mind to go on a mass shooting to kill up his own and damn near entire family? This is a whole kingdom. This is a one whole generation. Each and every last one of these kids had a future. But now, due to somebody's behavior, mental stability, he just crushed all their dreams. He crushed all of their dreams. And I just want to say, people, we got to do better. When we know better, we do better. When we see things like this happening in our world, stop and think, before you commit a crime, of who you could affect. You're affecting a whole entire community. You're affecting your loved ones, people who love you, people around you. And it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it at all. I'm just feel so, heartbroken. Just look at these kids here. They just so innocent. These children are innocent. They didn't deserve this. And this is why our lawmakers need to look more into the gun laws and implicate more strict laws. Here in America, we have America is the number one epidemic when it comes to gun violence, because they're putting the guns in the wrong hands. And that is a big factor here in America. And something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it, because this right here is just, it's brutal. This is really brutal. I just can't imagine this happening to an entire family. Like, what is going on in people's mind? You guys got to be careful with people, because you never know. For anybody, if you are troubling yourself, encountering like the domestic violence, depression, anxiety, having suicidal thoughts, you need to reach out and get some help before you go hurting others and yourself. So, just reach out. Domestic violence is horrible. It's horrible. And some people stay in these situations, for a long time until it's too late to come out. So don't wait until, it's too late. If you feel that because something had to be going wrong in this family. Something had to be going on in this family. I just don't see somebody just waking up and just getting up and just go, hey, I'm going to go, I've been a good guy for a while, so now it's time for me to be a bad guy, and then just take out a whole entire family. They said it was a domestic dispute. So something has been brewing in that family to where it was going to lead to this. And I don't want to speculate. I'm just using my intuitions, my gut feeling that something had to be going on, and it could have been prevented if someone had put a stop to Shamar Elkins. Because I don't think Shamar Elkins just decided to just wake up and just take the whole family out. I believe he's been having a problem there for a long time, and he has been the problem. Yes. So, I just want to, talk about this for a minute, and then, just, raise awareness to prevent things like this from happening by, awareness is power. When we talk about it, we know better, we do better. And just because you could doesn't mean you should take someone's life. It is very, very unfair. And I just want to thank you all for listening to my podcast, and just I'm asking here on my platform, if you come across this video, say a prayer for the family. At this moment, we don't know anything about the GoFundMe's, if, they need anything for the family. And this is a widespread, this news has been viral all over the place. It's on every platform. So we do have to, be careful when it comes to GoFundMe's. Just make sure it is authentic and that, the community, you can reach out. Just reach out to the community. If anybody wants to say, hey, I want to help this community, reach out to the mayor's office just to make sure that if you're helping someone, the community with this tragedy, and you want to donate, give anything, just reach out to the mayor's office to be safe. Because when we have, big news like this, people tend to make up fake GoFundMe's. And I just, don't like to see things like that happening on someone's name who is deceased. We have to honor those who are deceased and respect those. So yeah, everybody, just thank you for listening to my podcast. And hey, awareness is power. And be the problem. I mean, don't be the problem, be the solution. Do not be the problem, be the solution. I had to say that again. So, yeah, this poor, beautiful family is very sad. This, I wanted to take us out with that. Have a good day, everyone. It's Regina Queen.